Welcome back to the Gray Escape. Today, we'll be taking a break from the shower portion of our bathroom and we'll be working on the toilet build instead. Our toilet's going to slide out into the shower when we're using it and slide away when we're not. So, without further ado, let's go! Okay, so I just wanted to show you my shower since I pretty much finished it now. Ta-da! I do need to clean it because there's a barcode there that I gotta clean off, but everything is FRP boarded, waterproofed, trimmed, and we have a door. Pretty sweet. As I said, we're working on the toilet today, so I gathered all the components together and started work. I started by cutting out the provided template and then tracing it onto the bucket with a Sharpie. After that, I pulled out my jigsaw and cut it out according to the template. This cutout will allow space for the urine diverter to sit. Here, I'm test fitting the vent hose and the liquids hose. Everything looks like it fits. So I started trying to put together the toilet yesterday, and I didn't get real far. So I cut the hole in the toilet there for the urine diverter and attached the little tube that goes from the urine diverter to the receptacle. The part that goes on here snaps on really easily for the fan, but after that, almost everything else really needs to be connected to the place in the bus where this is going to go. So, unfortunately, I need to make the box first. What I need is a box that's going to fit in the compartment in the shower. This area is 17 inches by 26 by 20. So, I think that the first thing that I need to do is make a base that is 17 inches by 26 inches. I'm gonna make the base first. I've seen a lot of people do this by building a frame and then putting walls around it. I don't want to do that because I want to lose as little room inside the box as possible, since this is actually a pretty small space. So I think I'm just going to have to attach plywood to plywood and make a box that way. The thickest plywood I have is this 1/2 inch stuff that I've been using for walls and things. So it is heavy, but it's sturdy, and I shouldn't need to have any sort of support beams or framing or anything on the inside that would take up extra space. So let's do that. So these are the swivel casters that I'm going to use. These are pretty dirty, so what I'm going to do is clean them out with some WD-40, spray the WD-40 out of there as best I can with my air hose, and re-grease this to go ahead and touch these up for use. Toilet seat procured. So I've run into a small problem, and that problem is that this kind of doesn't fit. I don't even have the wood in between to actually support this bit yet, and it's touching. I did try to leave enough room. Now, my options are I could get smaller casters. The other thing that I could do is cut a hole for the bucket to sit in and attach another piece of plywood underneath this piece of plywood, which would sink this down 1/2 inch, which will be just exactly enough room to get a board in there and barely clear this. I don't know if it will work. I don't know if it'll mess up the integrity of this slide. But those are my options right now, and I'm not trying to go out and buy new casters. So I guess we cut a hole in the base. So here's the current issue that I'm having. When I push this box back into that space, it hits the wire coming out of the wall. That wire is for the fan, so that wire is going to need to go into the box. And when the box slides out and slides back, it needs to clear this. Now I can cut a channel in the box to allow that in, but when I pull it all the way forward and then I go to push it back, what's to stop that wire from getting stuck, curling up, becoming a problem, instead of going back into the box where it belongs? I'm not sure. I guess step one is to cut a channel in the box. Okay guys, so this is my idea. I have these wires here, run to the back, held in with a bracket. They're in this channel with a bunch of caulk drying up right now. It's just taped there temporarily. That's gonna go in this slot, and what it will do is it'll keep these wires from curling up behind the box when we slide the box in. I'm gonna have to put a stop under here to keep this drawer from coming out any further than that, because otherwise these wires will fall behind the drawer and cause a problem. So I'll put some sort of device up there to stop this drawer from coming out any further than that. It works. Okay, so here's the toilet almost finished. The right compartment will be for the coconut coir, and the left compartment will be for the liquids container. I also decided that I could use some little handles with which to open each compartment of the toilet. So I went ahead and used an extra piece of wood to make sure that these were aligned with the fronts of each section, and went ahead and screwed them in place. Once that was done, it was time for paint. This is the same waterproofing membrane that I used in the shower when I was first building it. It only takes one coat to provide a waterproof seal, and since this is going to be in the shower, I'd like the box to be waterproof. I'm also waterproofing the inside of the box just in case we have any spills, which hopefully won't happen, but is probably inevitable. Even though the box is now waterproof, I decided that I wanted to put FRP board on the front and top of the box, mostly so that it matches the shower, but also to provide an extra layer of waterproofing. I cut pieces of FRP board close to the size that I needed, and then glued them to the surfaces that I wanted covered. Then I broke out my router and basically traced around the edge. This was a super fun experience, and if you don't have a router, I definitely recommend getting one. It made this process so easy, and there are so many different bits you can use to get different effects. The router bit that I'm using has a small roundover on it to soften the edges a little bit. I also hit it with sandpaper real quick to take care of the marks from the clamps. So this is the final product. I know everybody's is going to be slightly different depending on the amount of space that they have. This guy pulls forward like this. Sorry about the angle, but I'm kind of in a tight spot here. I've put 2 tabs here to stop it from pulling out too far. This first compartment here has our liquids catchment. This is also where we're going to store toilet paper. I was thinking about making a shelf for the toilet paper to like sit in here on top of this, but we'll see about that. We might just throw it in there. I think we might be able to fit more rolls if we can just toss them in. Center compartment. There's already a trash bag in there. It's pink, you can see it. And this comes up, but it does not stay up by itself. So I'm gonna just take something and shove it in here for now so we can prop that up. So here is the Johnny Compost liquids separator. So the Johnny Compost system has an air vent that clips right here, and on the bottom, I'll shove you down here so you can see kind of, there's a spout right there that you connect to the liquids hose. Now on this side, I have it so that the liquids hose comes out just like that. On this side, we have the fan, which this hose connects to the fan down there that's in that hole. And I'll show you where that goes. So that goes right over to here. There's our bottle of vinegar and water. This is where the coconut core or whatever we decide to use for that is gonna go. This little box houses the fan, and this PVC pipe houses the wires that power the fan. So the vent has a hole that goes out this way and comes out the other side of the bus, and that's the long and short of it. So that's where we're going to stop the video today. Next time, we'll be finishing up the actual plumbing side of the shower build. So check that out next time to see how we finish up the shower. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like it if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more. We'll catch you next time on The Great Escape.